Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes, and tonight we are getting the reveal of the next legendary hero to drop in just a few short days. So a lot of speculation. I believe it's supposed to be a fire hero, and people are generally geared or leaning towards Three Houses based, which a lot of people, a name that's cropped up a lot is Byleth, so it's possible that we'll get a Byleth. There have been ruminations about potentially there being a Xander, maybe. We've gotten a Ryoma, I mean, ages ago. It would be kind of out of left field because we are kind of in the heart of a bunch of Three Houses banners. But hey, I wouldn't say no to a Xander, so I'm not looking at my screen. I'm gonna press play, and we're gonna be surprised together at the reveal of the hero. So let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna look back up after the title goes away. Okay, now. So a new legendary hero joins the battle, and it is going to be... Oh, Lilina? Firelight Leader. What? Wow. Okay.
Sounds good.
She's got the whole clergy outfit thing going on. Studied 4-blaze, gifted magic, attack res solo, sabotage res, pulse smoke 3. Okay, she is going to be a cavalry red tome user. She's got Roy back there supporting her naturally. Oh man, that's a cool effect. That firestorm coming down, raining fire, and then a blast. So she's got her own... Okay. Oh, Levitain. That's really cool looking. All right, that's a surprise to me. Duma, Peony as well is going to be joining the battle. Celica. Who else? Oh, Bramamond. Let's see. Oh, Dimitri. Claude. Edelgard. Jill. Gatry. Plumeria. Okay, she's making a return. Reagan. With that salvo. Alright, 8%. Oh, man. Wow, so we're getting Lilina. I was not expecting that. So she is going to be hitting on the 24th, so tomorrow, but I guess that bleeds into Christmas, so Merry Christmas everybody out there who's watching. But yeah, we're going to have a week standard practice for a Legendary Hero banner. We'll have a week to summon for these heroes, 8% evenly distributed among 12 units. So... That's exciting. It's exciting to see Lilina get some representation here as a legendary hero. So let's rewind, take a closer look at her art, take a closer look at her skills, as well as the rest of the banner to just kind of evaluate whether or not I think it's worth pulling for. Me personally, what my opinion is, as well as kind of ranking the colors, again, based upon my opinion. So let's get started on that. I like the flames coming out of her arm as she's leaping forward. Action pose, very nice. And, I mean, she's fully decked out in, like, clergy gear. I mean, that's what she looks like. She looks like a member of the clergy. You have the signature red that is Lilina, but you have the gold highlights as well that kind of matches the tome that she's wielding at the same time. And then you have, again, the purity of the white that, again, just matches sort of this clergy look that she's going for. She is going to be a cavalry red tome user, so that's going to be interesting. Again, she's going to be a fire hero. Alright, let's take a look at her skills, because she was fully decked out, has her own unique special, which is that's always a good sign for a hero. Studied 4-blaze is her weapon, 14 might red tome, accelerated special trigger, cooldown count -1, so a killer/slaying effect. At the start of turn 1, grants special cooldown count -1 to unit. Okay, at start of combat, if unit HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack res +6 during combat and disables units and foes skills that change attack priority. Okay, alright, so a lot of people out there know Ophelia as sort of the bringer of the special spiral, AoE special chaining monstrosity that we know of. But actually Lilina was a very capable handler of that very, very early on. I mean, you saw big challenge clears with Lilina solo, just with the AoE special, and this is kind of bandwagoning on that aspect of Lilina, just having huge attack, being able to proc that AoE special and do tons of damage, because I'm guessing, well, I know because we saw the animation play out in the trailer, gifted magic is an AoE special. So let's break it down a little bit. Special cooldown charge count -1. That's always excellent, always great. At start of turn 1, grant special cooldown count -1 to unit. So Gifted Magic then has a 1-turn cooldown. So at start of turn 1, grant special cooldown count -1 to unit. So that combination means that on turn 1, she gets an instant charge to Gifted Magic. So she doesn't have to worry. And she's cavalry, so it's not like she's infantry that has like a ton of tools for cooldown effects on specials. She is cavalry, which means she has that extended range, and she can still benefit from this. So at start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, that's a relatively easy condition to meet. She gets a nice little bonus to attack and res, and it's disabling of units and foes skills that change attack priority, so that obviously mimics the Hardy Bearing build that you often see on Ophelia's or Lilina's. As the seal, in order to negate an enemy's vantage from proccing when you whittle them down with the AoE special and then go in for the attack. So if we take a look at Gifted Magic, it's a 2-charge special, which makes a ton of sense. Before combat initiates, foes in an area near target, which is probably really the best orientation of an AoE special, take damage equal to 0.8 of times unit's attack minus foe's defense or res. I see. Okay, alright, so they have tempered it a little bit. It's actually 80% of her attack, as opposed to other AoE specials like the Blazing specials where you'll have 1.5 times the attack. So it is tempered in that capacity, probably because of the special cooldown charge, right? Just to make it fair. So that does make sense to me to balance it out. I think that makes a lot of sense. It's a 2-charge special. You got to take a hit somewhere else. I mean, that's just how it goes. It's a trade-off. So attack res solo 4, naturally that makes a ton of sense. She's a cavalry unit. She's going to shoot ahead like a missile and not have any of her allies near her when she attacks, which means she's going to get a whopping +7 to both attack and res, both things that she wants when she's attacking. Sabotage res 3, at start of turn, if any foe's res is less than or equal to unit's res -3, and that foe is adjacent to another foe, inflicts a res -7 on that foe through its next action. So that's definitely decent. It fits her kit. I will say that, for me personally, I think it makes a lot more sense to just give her a chill skill, chill res for the B slot, or even give her a lull skill for the res slot. Personally, I think that makes more sense just because she can take advantage of that and nullify any buffs to the res stat. But irrespective, I think Sabotage res 3 works just fine for her. And then you got Pulse Smoke 3 for the C slot. Inflicts special cooldown count +1 on target and foes within 2 spaces of target after combat. So that just neutralizes the enemy's ability to gain special charge. That's a great C slot skill, although I don't know. I feel like she could probably swap it in for any number of things. I mean, it's a pretty flex spot for her. So I think we all know what this unit is capable of. I think we all know what this unit is intended to do. She is supposed to be a rocket-guided missile going right into the heat of battle and proccing that AoE special on turn 1, then attacking afterwards to finish off the enemy because she has Hardy Bearing built into her weapon. And with that attack, she's going to get an additional charge for Gifted Magic, so she's going to have it available for the next attack. She's going to get danced and attack again. She is going to be a cavalry AoE special chainer, essentially. So she's going to do a ton of damage, and she's going to wreak some havoc for sure. Yeah, she's definitely a force to be reckoned with here. Let's keep going and take a look at her attacking art again. It is a beautiful attacking art, or attacking animation, I should say. I think her attacking art's pretty good too. Let's see what it's like. Yeah, so this is, we saw it kind of earlier without the flames in the hand, but it's an action-y pose. She is launching herself forward with the tome. It looks good. I like the long flowing skirt. I like how it's kind of whipped up behind her a little bit because of the forward momentum, and you do get to see that she is, wearing some leggings and boots under that, and she's got the cape, the red cape, crimson flowing behind her as well. She looks good. The art's good. I'll be honest, it doesn't really like blow me away or anything, but it's definitely very solid. I think they did a good job. Definitely suits Lilina, and this attacking animation is so cool because you see the spin of the fire and then the rain, and then it just blasts upwards. And here we can see it in action. So she is going to be launching that, and I guess this is a good demonstration because Levitine does have Vantage. So this is demonstrating that she can't take advantage of the Vantage. She's just going to get attacked, and then afterwards she's going to get the special charge from attacking, so she can do it again. Alright, so let's evaluate the colors as a whole. Let's start with red, because that is where Lilina is featured as the marquee character. And honestly, Lilina, she is going to be very potent. We already know, we are no stranger to how strong the combination is of the AoE chaining. I mean, it's been prevalent for a really long time now. And they've even tried to counter it with these damage reduction skills and things like that. And it's really only had limited effect on how how aggressively powerful this combination is. And the fact that she's a cavalry and is going to be able to activate that on her own, I mean, it's going to be very strong. Alongside her is going to be Reagan, as well as Plumeria, it looks like. So both heroes OCs, and they're both very good. Plumeria is awesome. Flying Dancer, has the debuff effect, has pretty decent stats all around, is a recent addition to the Mythic roster. And then you got Regan, who everybody has at this point, but it's not a bad thing to get another copy of Regan at all, whether to get a merge or to use just in Ether Raids, just because the utility that she has is definitely not a bad thing, especially during the season, the proper season. You could run both of them at the same time, technically, for the extra slot. And then, so that's solid. And red is very strong, I would say. That's a contender for sure. Let's take a look at green next. So green, we've got Edelgard, Jill, and Celica. That's very strong too. So just bear in mind that the 3 houses units that are here, the 3 houses leaders, they are all the Choose Your Legends Brave versions. They are not the legendary hero versions of these units. So it can be confusing. At first I wasn't entirely sure, but yes, these are the Brave versions of the units, who are very strong, don't get me wrong. But the legendary versions have different utility for a number of reasons, being legendary heroes, but also just in their role on the battlefield. So, irrespective of that, Edelgard is awesome. I mean, as a Brave unit, Edelgard is incredibly strong, such a potent tank. And then you've got Jill, who is also very powerful, a very recent addition to the Wyvern class in the Fae roster. And then you've got Celica, who remains a very, very powerful offensive green mage. So green's no slouch. I mean, green is probably up there with red, I would say. It's very close to red. One of the core advantages of red is that they're all legendary/mythic heroes and limited. In green, neither Edelgard nor Jill are really limited, but they're all very strong. Let's move on. We've got blue, which is Dimitri, Gatry, and Peony. Okay, so Peony is another unit that everybody has, but she's a flying dancer, useful to have multiple copies of. She is a mythic hero. Dimitri is at a core very, very strong, very powerful. And Gatry is also like quite the tank. He's very powerful. But again, I wouldn't necessarily put him at the same level as Jill, and maybe that's my flyer bias coming into play. Peony, I think that everybody has had for a while now, and you have a lot of options for light heroes. And Dimitri, honestly, if you really wanted Dimitri, you probably already had him from being able to spark on the Choose Your Legends banner. So that's another aspect to these Choose Your Legends characters being on here, is that if you really wanted one of these, you probably already got them from that banner. But this is an opportunity to get merges. So, I mean, not to discount the fact that is an advantage of having these units on here. But I would not put blue on the same level as green or red personally. That's just me. And then for colorless, we've got Claude, who I think is underrated as a Choose Your Legends Brave hero. I think he's awesome. I think he's great. Again, maybe my flyer bias coming into play. But then you got Duma, who is okay. I think he's underrated. So I think a lot of people are probably going to be scoffing at colorless just because of those two specifically Duma, because I think a lot of people hate on him. But I think he has his place. And then you've got Bramond, who I don't think anybody would argue isn't very powerful. He's a mythic hero. He has the unique utility of negating the enemy's buffs, like all of them, even in combat buffs, which again is exceptionally rare. So just that alone makes him very unique and worth having. So honestly, I would put red and green. Like I said, I think I would put red at the top, actually. I actually think that I probably would. And then green just shy of that. And I think really mostly just because of the fact that you got 2 non-limited heroes on there, which I know I weight that a lot more than other people do, but I do feel like that is a consideration. And then you've got blue under that, with colorless almost neck and neck with it, maybe probably a bit under, to be honest with you. So that's kind of my color ranking, I would say, in terms of what color you may want to snipe on this banner. Red, I think, is up there, and then green is very, very close behind, and then you've got blue with colorless very, very close behind. Those are my thoughts. But of course, it's always going to depend on your barracks, who you're missing, who you need, and basically, what your team compositions look like and what gaps there are in your team compositions and barracks. If you would be fine with getting at least 2 of the units on any particular color, it is worth sniping for, because then the rates are in your favor with the 8% split across the 12 units, as usual. So on the 24th, Christmas Eve, we are going to be getting the legendary hero Lilina banner. For me personally, I don't think I'm going to be going in hard on this banner. I might do the first full circle just to take advantage of the 8%, but at the end of the day, Lilina is paired with 2 units that I already have. I actually have, I think, at least 2 of the units of each of the colors, so it's really not worth me going in on it. But let me know in the comments below if you're excited for Lilina, if you're excited for the banner, and which colors you're going to be going for. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Certainly hoping you're all staying safe, healthy, secure, and united out there, and wishing the very, very best and the very, very safest and most wonderful holidays to you and your family. And until next time, let's protect those skies.